A disgraced former Speaker of the Texas House was secretly listening in on Democrat caucus meetings on behalf of Dustin Burrows. This is Monday, December 23rd, 2024.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State, the Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome into Christmas week. Thanks for spending part of your Monday with the Texas Minute. Rather than potentially lose business in the Lone Star State, Wells Fargo is backing away from a leftist climate agenda. More on that coming up. A constitutional amendment's been proposed by Republican State Representative Briscoe Cain of Deer Park that would abolish the Austin City Council. If approved by Texas voters, the state would take over the area as the District of Austin. In recent years, Austin city government has tracked further and further to the left, culminating in the council defunding the police, allowing homeless encampments to flourish, and funding out-of-state abortion services. As a constitutional amendment, though, 2/3 of both chambers of the legislature and a majority of Texans would have to approve it to take effect. At its upcoming 2025 conference, the Texas Library Association will be training librarians in how to resist challenges to obscene books targeting children. The event will take place on April 1st to the 4th in Dallas. On the first day of the conference, both school and public librarians can listen to a presentation titled "The Politics of Reading: Challenging Book Bans." Of course, no books are being banned in Texas. The TLA is upset by a new state law that merely requires schools not to put sexually explicit titles in their libraries. Setting the hysterics aside, everyone who wants to can still buy and read dirty, explicit books in Texas, for better or for worse. Another session is titled Kidlit Quest, Spurring Activism and Social Justice Through Children's Literature. It focuses on ways public and school libraries can encourage K-12 students to pursue left-wing activism. Libraries ain't what they used to be. In yet another strange twist to the already contentious Texas House Speaker race, accusations of unethical behavior are being levied against Republican State Representative Dustin Burroughs of Lubbock. He apparently had disgraced former House Speaker turned lobbyist Dennis Bonnen secretly attend meetings of the Democratic Caucus. Secretly attending both from the Republicans and the Democrats. You'll recall that Burrows lost the race for the House GOP caucus nomination to David Cook earlier this month. Instead of supporting the caucus nominee for Speaker, Burrows is now running a rump campaign for the office, with most of his support coming from Democrats, but not all Democrats are backing his effort. To gain influence over those wayward Dems, Burrows had Dennis Bonnen secretly listening in on the Democrat caucus meetings. A Burrows ally in the caucus would reportedly dial into their virtual meetings and conference in Bonnen so he could listen and report back to Burrows. Never forget, the Capitol culture is a sewer. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Why get your news from people who don't share your values? Get news stories from Texas Scorecard. We provide real news for real Texans. Go to TexasScorecard.com today.
Wells Fargo has withdrawn from the Net Zero Banking Alliance. Their move came in response to Attorney General Ken Paxton opening a review into the bank and other financial institutions for potentially violating state law. Back in 2023, a law took effect that prohibits state funds from being given to organizations that boycott energy companies. According to Paxton, the Net Zero Banking Alliance is an anti-energy activist organization that required members to put left-wing climate agenda policies over consumer and investor interests. As such, a bank's membership in the NZBA would potentially cause it to be classified as an energy company boycotter by Texas. Following an interim review, Wells Fargo announced on Friday it would leave the Net Zero Banking Alliance, ensuring state entities can continue to do business with the bank. You can find the details of all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Adam Kahn, Valerie Munoz, Brandon Waltons, and Emily Medeiros. It was produced by Nick Shepard in the 1836 studios. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great Monday.
Thanks for listening to the first news of the day for the Lone Star State. This has been the Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.